All right, my friends, how you doing out there? It's the Oz Man with ya, and I'm just doing this quick little intro. The video you're about to see, I was trying to use my GoPro. My GoPro kept shutting off. It was, that thing is a pain in the neck. But I did want to throw out a video. I always like to have at least one video going a week if possible. So this is just a video of me going up to the old spaghetti factory. Actually, I'm going up to Crystal Lake. Not the same Crystal Lake as Friday the 13th. This is a different Crystal Lake, but I'm going to go check out Crystal Lake with some of my biker friends. Then we're going to head over to the old spaghetti factory. Strange place for a biker lunch, but that's where we ended up. And yeah, so it's going to be kind of a short and sweet video, but I hope you like it. I'm kind of testing the length of my videos. Sometimes I think maybe long videos are good. Sometimes I think short videos are good. This woman I watch, her YouTube channel, she's a biker, but I've noticed her videos are never more than like 7 minutes, maybe 10 maximum. And I'm thinking, man, maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe I just need to do short, like 7-10 minute videos. I don't know. Anyway, I'm working this. It's all work in progress, my friend. Work in progress. So anyway, I hope you like the video. All right. See you in the video, I guess. Yeah. All right, I'm heading up to Crystal Lake. This GoPro's been giving me a lot of problems as usual, but I will try to record what I can. All right, let's ride. All right, we're heading up the mountain here, my friends, to Crystal Lake. So Crystal Lake is basically like a campground. You can go up there with your, set up your tent. If you have like a little camper, you can go up there. It's not really a place for RVs because the road going up the mountain is kind of small. But maybe you got a small RV, I guess you can go up there and hang out with your RV. But I don't even know if they have RV hookups and all that. But anyway, most people go up there, they camp, they set up their tent. I think there's a couple of, what do you call those things? I forgot. Basically these little, they have these like cottages. So I think they have some cottages you can rent up there. So, you can do that. But basically it's camping. And in the wintertime, I think you can do some skiing. I'm not too sure about that. But as you can see, it's also very popular with bikers and people who drive their sports cars. You got your Porsche, your Ferrari. You cruise up the mountain there. It's kind of fun. You're doing the whole twisty thing. So, but the problem is when you get to the top of the mountain, there's not really much to do unless you're going to camp and all that, because there's just this little kind of country store kind of a deal up there. And, you could eat there, but it's not really, the best food. It's mostly just kind of like, just if you need stuff while you're camping, basically, maybe a few snacks, a sandwich, and a couple of camping supplies and things. You'll see it when I'm walking around up there. It's just a little store. So my friend said, hey, we'd like to go to the old spaghetti factory. And I was a little surprised by that because, usually the bikers want to go to some biker place, But hey, I'm cool with the old spaghetti factory. And plus, when I was a kid, my dad would take me to the old spaghetti factory in Hollywood. It was kind of a dad-son bonding thing. And I always had fond memories of going to the old spaghetti factory. Now, the one in Hollywood, they actually closed down. It's no longer in business, unfortunately. But when they mentioned the old spaghetti factory, I thought, okay, why not? And I love chicken parmesan. It's one of my favorites, chicken parmesan. And I know they have chicken parmesan at the old spaghetti factory. However, when we did later in the video, you'll see we go to the old spaghetti factory. But when we get there, I was not that impressed with the chicken parm. I gotta be honest, my friends. Thought the chicken parmesan was not that great. It was okay, but I've had better chicken parm. That's all I'm gonna say, better chicken parm. All right, I'm up here at Crystal Lake. Not the Friday the 13th one, but the one here in California. We're going to hang here for a little bit, then head over to Spaghetti Factory. We're going to have some spaghetti. Anyway, here it is, Crystal Lake. Look at those guys. They're dangerous bikers right there. All right, look, they got T-shirts with Jason on. I didn't even know they embraced the whole Friday the 13th thing. That's kind of cool. Maybe I'll buy one. It's basically like a little camping ground out here. Anyway, Camp Crystal Lake, you gotta love it. All right, so this is Camp Crystal Lake. Basically, people come up here and they camp, they use their RVs, things like that. There's no hotel, but you know, it's a good place to hike and do some camping. A lot of trees. It's pretty up here, very pretty. It's actually kind of warm up here too. I thought it'd be a lot colder, but I was wrong. Oh well, let's see how the rest of the ride goes. All right, we just finished our little Crystal Lake break here, and we're heading down to the old spaghetti factory. So let's go down and see what we see. We're heading down the mountain. We're going kind of slow right now, but I know these guys, they're speed demons. So we'll be flying down the highway pretty soon. It was a nice ride up here though. All right, I don't know if you heard me clearly there. I was basically saying that it was a good ride going up the mountain, and now we're going downhill. But I'm actually at the back of the pack because these guys that I'm riding with today, they're usually very fast. They're like speed demons. But this time around, they actually took the mountain pretty slow, and I was surprised. And when I got down the hill, I was talking to one of the leaders, and he was telling me, well, in the past, he would like to ride fast because, you know, he would go drinking and then he'd ride, and, you know, he just wanted to just be a speed demon. But he was in an accident, a minor one, but an accident still. And after that, it just changed everything. He decided to stop drinking and just take it slow and easy. And I appreciate that because I'm a guy who takes it slow and easy. You know, I just go to enjoy the ride. I have no interest in being a speed demon at all. It's just not my thing. I enjoy motorcycles. I also enjoy sports cars. But I've never been a guy I don't have a need for speed, you know. I just like to enjoy the experience of the ride, you know. And plus, you know, I follow a lot of other biker channels on YouTube and Instagram and all that. And some bikers, you know, they've been in some really bad accidents. There's a woman actually on YouTube who I've been watching recently. Her name is Verena, I think, Verena. And she was, well, she is a biker, but she was in a bad accident. She was actually the passenger in with a guy. There was a guy riding the bike, and she was the passenger. Even though she normally rides her own bike, but in this particular situation, she was the passenger, and she got in a really bad accident, just really bad. And she's been trying to recover ever since. You know, she's trying to learn to walk again, learn to talk again, and you know, it just. Stuff like that just reminds me that, you know, I enjoy riding motorcycles, and I want to continue to enjoy riding motorcycles for a long time. So I'm not in a big rush to, you know, go super fast, you know, because going fast a lot of times leads to, I mean, it can be fun, but it could lead to some bad results, you know what I mean? But anyway, as you can see, we have gotten back to city life here, and we're about to go to the old spaghetti factory. All right, we're almost at the old spaghetti factory. We've arrived. The old spaghetti factory. failed me again. I don't know, it keeps telling me the battery's low when it's not low. But anyway, I'm here, I'm gonna grab myself some food. I'm hoping they got some chicken parm. All right, you know, I realized I was making this video. I said, oh, you know, I don't have that much boot footage. And I know some people watch my videos just for boots. So here's a picture one of my biker friends took of me, and you can see the West Coast tall boots in its full glory. All right, just finished eating and I'm heading back home. So if I don't add to this video, ride like the wind, don't let that wind ride you. And I'll see you in the next one. You take care, everybody.